Okay, good morning, and thank you very much for joining us. I am Yori Folari. Hope we meet you well. Okay, our guest this morning is Honorable Ehiozuwa Johnson Abonayima, former member of the House of Representatives. He's a Federal Commissioner, Code of Conduct Bureau, and he's joining us remotely from Benin, where yesterday the new governor took office. He was inaugurated yesterday. A fine morning to you, Honorable Abonayima.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
Indeed.
How are you today?
Very well, thank you. Very well, thank you. We'll soon be able to see your face because our people are used to seeing rather than hearing your voice. So we're still sorting one or two things out. But it went well. All went well. There's a new dawn. There's a new dawn in Benin City. Would you agree with that? That there's a new dawn of governance in Edo State, or is it a continuum?
Look, my dear brother, there's a new sheriff in town. And, Tierra governor, a governor that's already out there hitting the ground running. Celebration, everybody agog, at least I want to give thanks to Almighty God for making it possible, and to thank all our sons and daughters, our Edo people, for coming out to support their own governor. Distinguished Senator of Monday, Okpebholo, His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Edo State, and the Right Honorable Dennis Idahosa, the Deputy Governor of Edo State. I want to thank everyone. I want to thank God Almighty. I want to thank, the media for being there, for playing their own role. Some of the mainstream media for being, professional in their own dealings. So, we can't thank God enough for making it possible. We have been sworn in. The job has begun, and you have already hit the ground running.
Indeed.
Yes.
Indeed. And quite a handful of appointments have been announced, albeit as they still require approval by the State House of Assembly. But very, very, very shortly after inauguration, that seems to show a kind of a seriousness of purpose. Would you?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, of course. And those that so far, been given appointment, I think these are men of integrity, men of repute, that, committed, hardworking people like, the SSG, Barrister Yilo, and the Attorney General, my brother, my junior brother, my senior colleagues in the Law Chamber, that is the National Assembly, House of Rep members, and the former, Deputy Chief Whip, of course, Barrister Samson Osagi, the Attorney General of Edo State, and again, our own son, the first son of our former governor of Edo State, Comrade Adam Oshomole, Dr. Siri Oshomole, a very resound medical doctor, and who is very humble to a fault, and a young man that is eager, willing to do everything to put Edo State in the health sector in the right perspective. I have so much confidence for the appointment, and I want to thank Mr. Governor, for appointing this gentleman. And I'm also looking for, female, so that I can say, for these gentlemen and these wonderful ladies. At least I know the governor will do the right thing.
Indeed.
By involving some ladies, some good women in his cabinet, because he's a governor that wants to carry everybody along. And I'm happy and excited. I'm excited so that there's a new beginning, a new Edo, rising. And by the grace of God, greater things, better things will come to the good people of Edo State that they've never seen before. If he could do it when he was not a politician, and now as a senator, what he did for his people in that is Edo Senatorial District, now as governor, he's going to do what we have not seen before. So much confidence, and I'm proud that I was a part of this success and this victory. Yes.
You've already you've mentioned the Commissioner of Health designate. Is that what I should say? because
of course, that's it.
Yes,
This is it. Yeah.
yes, and you know,
Until one is approved by cleared by the House, those State House of Assembly,
exactly.
which of course I don't think we have any. These are no questionable characters. All these men are people that have worked, and they understand the means, the what state people want, and are helping the governor to succeed.
Okay, indeed. Apart from that, the secretary to the government has been named, the attorney general, apart from, and quite a handful of other people. Mr. President, sending his congratulatory message to the governor, had said that democracy is the best. It's in the headlines this morning. Best option is democracy. But apart from that, I thought I'd also mention that Dennis Idahosa is also elected as the deputy governor. These are all notable politicians in Edo State, right?
Yes, they are. They are. Ramification, they have, exercised their constitutional mandate in good faith as a legislator, and both the governor, having been a senator, and the deputy governor, having been a member House of Reps, and not also making laws for the good governance of the nation, but they have also bring dividends of democracy to the yearning of the people that they of their Northeast. I think they have done well while they were serving at the National Assembly. And now they are now in governance to govern Edo State, and I believe they will do nothing less than what they have done in the past. It's about their track record, and can speak for them, can speak volume.
Dare I say it, we are having, a technical challenge. These things go, all these digital, systems, it can be like this from time to time. So our apologies for that. Our guest, Honorable Hezeowa Johnson Agbonayima, will soon be back on. But in case for all we know, we might be back up and he might be hearing us. This whole slew of appointments that have been announced, it does seem, it gives the impression that the governor, the newly sworn-in governor, is arriving in office quite ready for the task ahead. All these key appointments haven't been made. Does show that a lot of thought has been put into it. There are situations where, for quite a bit after the inauguration, ongoing consultations, arrangements are usually in place. In fact, I hear that you're back, Honorable Agbonayima. I was just saying that it seems it's commendable, the appointments that have been made so far. It does seem to show that this was he's been planning, he's been working on it, the governor and his team, so they knew exactly where to go. I'm always sort of reminded of far away in America, as you know, President Trump has made a number of announcements himself, as a friend was saying to me this morning, as if the inauguration in the U.S., as if it is December 1st, the scope of work that has been done. You know all about that. So I just sort of saw that, even locally here in Edo State, Mr. Governor has arrived, and apparently he's working from a workbook that existed. He's not just finding how to go now that he has arrived.
Yes, you are right. You are very correct. As a matter of fact, all this while he has been, working in his house with different people, try to meet people, try to, test their brain, and making sure that he's able to bring to bear, to assemble, good health, the best, so that those states definitely that deserve the best should get the best. And I have no doubt in my mind whatsoever that he will miss anything. This man is ready.
Ready.
To work.
He's hitting the ground, running.
He's hitting the ground running already. Even before we even thought about it. This governor. Well, all I want to say is for God Almighty to give him good health, because good health is wealth.
Indeed.
If you're talking about hard work, you're talking about commitment, dedication, he got it all. I don't need to advise him, what to do, what not to do. He understands what it takes to move the state forward.
All right.
That is what he has pledged to do for our people.
Okay.
That he will make Edo State proud. To
Indeed.
Edo State to be among the best state in this country. It is possible. It just needs somebody that is committed. And here is a man that is committed. And we just need to pray for God to just give him good health.
Indeed.
Other things will fall in place so that we begin to rejoice and celebrate. So this is celebration time for us. For himself, he said, no, EJ, it's time to work. There's no more celebration now. It's about hitting the ground running. And I'm proud. I cannot thank God enough. And I thank everybody, that made it possible. Yeah.
All right, then. Mr. George in Ikeja has called in. Good morning.
Good morning, Uncle Yori.
Thank you for calling. Good morning.
And good morning to Honorable Johnson.
Thank you very much.
Yori,
God bless you.
I listened to the statements by the governor yesterday. I think they are good statements, and I like what he said. But I want to give him some candid advice, if he has a way to hear me. The rhetorics of election and campaigns are gone. The best I expect him to do is that all those MOUs that Obaseki took and he has not accounted for, he should just package them together and leave Obaseki and EFCC to sort that one out. We don't want to see the new governor concentrating on how much was stolen by the previous governor, and then the whole thing, half of the time will go for that. No. It's time for governance. In the state, even in Benin City, there, Uncle Yori, many of the roads are flooded that the former governor himself was one day trapped inside Benin City by floods. His car could not move. People came to push the car out. It's as bad as that. The road leading from Benin to Monday Okpebholo's hometown is virtually closed. You cannot go to Epoma. If you are going to Auchi, for example, or Epoma, you have to travel through Asaba Road, go to Akbo, and from Akbo, you be doing Konakona Road in the bush before you can come to Epoma. It is time to fix that road. We know it's a federal government road, but what governors do is they fix the road and collect the money from the federal government. He should do that as a matter of urgency now that the dry season is setting in. In the list of the people he is appointing, I have no issue with appointing the son of Chomale as a commissioner. It is qualified for it, so be it. But the basis should be performance. All his appointees, he should do what the president has just done. Give them a period of assessment. Their continuation or continuity in governance should be because of their performance, not because of who brought them or because of who they are or whoever is backing them. If it is the son of even the Obaseki that has just gone, if it is his son that can do well, bring him in and let him do it. Anyone you find that he's not doing it as the state wants it to be, let that person go. All we want to see is good governance, not witch hunting. If you go by his records, if his record is anything to go by, he's going to do well in the state because he's known for, humanitarian activities and good governance. I just pray he is able to continue that way. We are watching. We will speak when we need to speak, He shouldn't be tired of hearing opinions like mine, because that is the state I was born, and I will always speak when I see that things are not going the right way. I wish him strength. Good morning.
Thank you very much, Mr. George, for calling in.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. That was a good one.
Indeed. I thought so too. Especially the point you made.
But let me say this.
Sure.
Talking about those that have been appointed so far, the SSG is a veteran. You know, he knows his onions. He's not a noisemaker, but he's a dedicated and a committed Edo son, a Nigerian. And that of Dr. Oshomole, that young man is a brain. You know, you can't just be a medical doctor, having a cell. You know, he's schooled here in Nigeria, also schooled in the United States of America. So he's a good son of the soil. Guess what? You're going to be surprised about Dr. Oshomole. And again, our Attorney General, you know, designate, that is the barrister, Dr. Samson Osagie. Of course, a man that was in the House of Assembly for 8 years, member House of Reps, Deputy Chief Whip, and today is the Vice President of African Bar Association. He have excelled, he have done well for himself, and he's a son of Edo that is eager and willing and ready to hit the ground running. The governor, he knows what he wants. And that is why he's picking the right people. He's taking time to pick the right people for the right position so that they'll be able to bring dividends of democracy to the yearning of the people of Edo State.
Okay.
I have no doubt in my mind whatsoever, my brother. I am so much confident.
Yeah. Okay.
In this, our governor.
Now, of course, I will talk to me a bit about his running mate, who is now the deputy governor, Dennis Idahosa. As you said, he's a man of caliber, a man of quality, but focus. All attention is usually and normally focused on the governor himself, but he chose him as a running mate, and therefore he must have known his worth. Is this also generally known?
Of course. He was serving his second tenure at the House of Reps. You know, he's an Edo son. He knows what is called making Edo State proud, giving back to the people. That's why they call him Mr. Project. Yes, they call him Mr. Project, not just because he was in the House as sitting down or lukewarm House of Rep member. He was active. He was there bringing constituency project to the doorstep of his constituency. And he did excellently well. So today he's the deputy governor. So I have no doubt that he will work hand in hand with his boss, with the governor, because it's all about teamwork. It's got to be a teamwork. We cannot make it without coming together as a team. So these two gentlemen, I believe, without fear, yes, they will deliver to the good people of Edo State. We just have to pray for them. Like I've said, my own is to pray. I pray that God Almighty give them good health, because good health is above everything. It's only when you have good health you can think about governance. I want them to have good health by the grace of God. But apart from that, they will deliver. They have no option.
Okay.
They have no option. They will definitely deliver. I am confident. I'm not missing words.
Ondo is,
yes.
I beg your pardon, Edo is ready for business, is what is the point that you've been making from the beginning. Edo
yes.
is now ready for business.
Ready for business in the area of infrastructure, in talking about the roads that have been in state of comatose, talking about our school that have been destroyed, children sitting on the floor in the 21st century, and our healthcare, going to write home about, in the rural area that have been forgotten over the years, and we always see MOU, MOU. Thank God MOU is gone and gone forever. I said, everything, governor, come and go. Or bad or they go transfer. He tried to abuse, disabuse, and to relinquish and to do everything humanly possible to destroy our traditional institution, but he failed. Or bad or they go transfer.
Well,
our bad day, our bad day.
As they say,
so all that the former governor did,
the election is over.
You know, they have stolen our resources. Like you rightly said, and like the caller said, that he should face governance and let the FCC face.
Indeed, because the election is now over.
Yes,
and done with.
Election is over. Election is over. We also need all the billions of Edo State resources that have been stolen that must be returned back to Edo people. It's not just to say, we can't say, oh, focus on the, in working, in putting Edo State first. But we have to look for our stolen, resources. It belongs to the good people of Edo State. That's part of governance.
Let's take a break.
They will do justice. We will give them time to do their job. ICPC, Code of Conduct Bureau, to do their job. Allow them to do their job. So at the end of the day, justice will prevail.
All right, then. Let's take a quick break now. We'll be right back. Do stay with us, please. Okay, welcome back. Continuing our conversation with Honorable Ehezua Johnson Agbonaima. New dawn as Okpebholo takes office as Edo governor. We've been talking about that, and this is a subject matter that gladdens the heart of my guest this morning, because you can see the smile. But we were making the point, and you were also adding some sort of caveats. We were making the point that the election is over now. And can we get down to business? And you said, yeah, but without prejudice, there are still some unfinished business that has to be taken care of. This reminds me that I did hear the not outgoing, he's now gone, the former governor. I did read of the former governor saying that he might even be arrested by EFCC this week or next week, but that is no concern to him whatsoever, because he has absolutely nothing to hide. So you see, so maybe there's sense in those who are advising that, look, can we just leave all of those people to one side? Those authorities know what to do. The former governor has said that he has nothing to fear. He has served the place selflessly and transparently and honestly, but that the accusation has been made at all, it will be investigated, and there are people to do that. I think we should just sort of concentrate more on the new dawn as Okpebholo takes office as Edo governor. And you have said that you're very optimistic about that. I was looking somewhere that some of the things that he has done also, I think when people felt that there was some sort of quote-unquote taboo in terms of disrespect towards the palace, that has been rectified as well by an action or statement by the new governor. Could you elaborate on that? Yes. Could you elaborate a bit on that? Because that was a very important, Edo is a very deeply traditional area, and so people took it very hard when they felt that their revered Oba, had been disrespected. What has been done in that area? Was it a statement or a proclamation?
No, it was not just a statement. I think the governor meant it and standing by his words. Most of the time when I had the opportunity to have one-on-one discussion with him during the campaign, when he saw the way our traditional institution being ridiculed, he was always in pain, always angry, saying, how can this happen? He was feeling as if, he couldn't do anything about it. But thank God now he's the governor, and if listening to what he said, is just to tell you what he is going to do, that he must correct the wrongs. And he have started, he have done it, not only on statement.
Wait.
In action, it's a place of concession to the upper.
Okay, you know, I'm so sorry. I got to interrupt you, Honorable. I got to interrupt you, Honorable Agbonaima. The audio, you know, there are some technical challenges, but I do want to thank you for making time for us and telling us. We did hear the bulk, most of what you have been saying, and the sense that you have, the exhilaration, the optimism that things are now on an even track in Edo State, and everybody is working towards seeing.
Oh yes, it is.
Indeed. So I want to thank you very much for, you know, making time for us this morning. Thank you very much for coming on our program.
Thank you for having me, and thank you to our viewers.
Our pleasure. Okay. So we'll now shift. We also wanted to bring to you preparations for the Ondo State elections. That's on this weekend. And yesterday we spoke about the security and other aspects of the election in Ondo State. Now, to get an update on the security, we have Mr. Abiodun Ashabi, AIG Zone 17, in charge of Ondo and Ekiti states on the line. Good morning to you, Mr. Alabi, AIG Alabi. Good morning to you, sir.
My name is AIG Abiodun Ashabi. Good morning.
Yes, sir. That's what I said.
Can you hear me clearly?
I did. I can't hear you clearly. I hope that you can hear me. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I'm hearing you clearly. I can.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
I hear you.
Okay.
I can hear you very clearly.
Excellent. Because I was worrying because I just introduced you as AIG Abiodun Ashabi, but you then repeated that your name is Abiodun Ashabi. So that made me think that perhaps there was a difficulty. But you're very welcome, sir. Thank you very much for making the time for us. Yesterday we were talking about the seriousness, with which the police authorities are taking the assignment to provide security in Ondo State. Just about every unit that we ordinary people know about, K9 unit, anti-bomb unit, all sorts of units. Give us an overview of the scope of preparation put in place by the Nigeria police, including the admonition that it is only federal organs and units that would monitor, that would take care of the security. No state units, including Amotekun, would be given any space. Talk to us about that, please.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. It is very clear from here that we are prepared for the election. And one good thing about off-cycle election is that it gives us the benefits of having massive deployment of our men. As I'm speaking to you now, we have men from all the states of the country lined up to be assembled for the election. Some of them have started arriving, and before Friday, I think the whole place will be set for a very, very peaceful and transparent election by the grace of God. So concerning the federal agencies, yes, I think it is clear to everybody, especially when you look at what the Electoral Act 2020 has amended, specified. It is very clear that federal agencies are meant to be deployed for election, not state agencies. And I believe the propriety of it can be, maybe you can look at it from the point of view that localized security agencies may not be as neutral as expected. So I think the federal agencies are better to take charge of the security situations in the election. And all our men are being mobilized, motivated. They will be motivated to do their best for the election. So I think by and large, we should expect a very, very sound and robust deployment of security for the election.
Okay, but Mr. Labi, let me just find out, as a novice, the extent of security being arranged for Ondo State. What would you say to those who might think that, being novices, they think, is it not an overkill? Is it not just a state election? You said that there are elements and aspects from all over the country for just an election in those states. Is that overkill or what? Is it necessary that we have to bring all those formations to bear on those states?
We will agree with me that it's absolutely necessary for us to deploy effectively for this kind of election. And the positivity I see in off-cycle election is to the fact that it gives us the opportunity to massively put our men on ground, so that there won't be any fear that maybe during the election people might be, maybe there will be one form of violence or the other. Like what happened in Edo, you will agree that there was nobody that was shot, no casualty, everything went on peacefully. And that is what we are actually trying to do in Odo as well. So we can overemphasize the importance of massive deployment for an election. Because where security is handled, every other thing will fall in place. And I believe the INEC are doing their best to make sure that everything at their side is put in place as well.
Okay, yeah, I hear that, and
I don't think you can call it.
Please continue. Yes, I can hear you. I think you were going to say you wouldn't say. Carry on, please.
You were trying to say that you were trying to say, I think you were saying that there may not be need for the people to be deployed from all over the country and things like that. I believe what is actually proper is get all your men, assemble all your men, and let the election be as well as, the level playing ground for security. So I think that is better for us than maybe thinking that because it's a state election, we should limit the number of people that should come. So I think the best thing from what we have seen in Edo and some other off-cycle elections like that is that effective and massive deployment, which we are doing, is the best.
All right.
At the end of the election, you are not. Yes, I think you. Okay, am I clear from here?
Yes. Thank you for the Thank you for the clarification.
Can
you still hear me? Oh, okay.
Yes, other thing I can hear you.
Okay. The other thing, of course, is that I think you've indicated, and there will be those who appreciate that there's going to be a sort of a blanket coverage of security. But at the same time, I'm sure the police will be concerned about, not scaring away people who would come out, because we've been talking about apathy. That is to say, some analysts have been saying that there could be apathy looking at how it is going. But I take the point that you are making, that the police is not going to take any chance with security. But I'm sure they're going to be striking a balance, so that, for instance, there will be certain areas where the police will know how to keep their distance. Give us a general, outline of what to expect. The police are not supposed to be in certain areas. You know this better than I know it. But they're supposed to be visible. Is that the kind of thing? Am I right in thinking this is the kind of thing that's going to be happening over the weekend?
Yes, you are very correct. You are very correct. Like we all know that at the polling booths, polling units, no arm-bearing police officer will be there. No arm-bearing police officer will be there. Those who are deployed with arms will be on stop and search at the border areas, at the strategic point, like all these vulnerable areas where we expect like flash points, where we are expecting that some woodlands may want to hijack the election. We are deploying to ensure that those places are effectively covered. So by and large, I do not expect anybody to be afraid of massive deployment. And that is supposed to be a blessing for law-abiding citizens. They are supposed to expect that their lives and their property will be secured during the election, before, during, and after. So that is the purpose of doing this kind of deployment that we are doing. And arm-bearing officers, like I said, are not expected to be at the polling units. So those who are there are going to feel free that no policeman will harass anybody at the polling unit. And if there is any electoral offenses that are maybe we are detected or observed, we can draw our men from wherever they are to come and maybe take charge and maybe take care of the situation at the polling units. So all our points, flash points, are going to be properly secured.
Well, so the whole world
voter apathy is not expected. Come again.
I say the world is hearing it, that Ondo is prepared. I am hearing you well, sir. So I'm saying that
we are prepared. We are prepared.
The message is going out. This is what the police is about. This is how seriously the police is taking it. So if there happens to be anybody, we don't expect, neither have we heard of such, but if there's anybody bent on mischief, the person might want to have a rethink, especially after listening to you this morning. Now, when here we are on Wednesday, the election is still, on Saturday. When will you sort of move into position? Will it be from, the day before the election or on the day of the election itself? How is that security detail going to go?
Well, the strategies have been properly planned. And as from 00 hours of 16th November, the border areas will be covered. Entry and exit will be monitored, properly monitored, as from that period. So even right from, as I'm speaking to you,
from midnight.
Now, men
from midnight of Friday.
From midnight.
From midnight on Friday.
Yes. Yes, midnight of Friday. Restrictions will be enforced at the boundary areas. And this is for us to ensure that people are not imported from outside the state to come and disorganize what we are doing here.
Okay.
And then we have also monitored our state as well. Then let me add here also that there is going to be proper supervision of our men. So whatever they are doing on that election day is expected to be well scrutinized by men who are going around the areas to ensure that those our men who may not want to be professional enough are monitored, and we talk to them. And let me also add that the DIG is also going to be on ground for the election. The AIG also, and AIG is also coming from force quarters for the election. CPs, Commissioner of Police are also deployed for the election. So many senior officers are already, penned down to carry out different responsibilities on that election day. So I think with all those things, we should be sure that there won't be any problem from on the side of security.
Okay. And now you spoke about border areas, and let me just get that point clear. for regular citizens who have business or are planning to travel to Ondo State, for example, not necessarily for election. Some people might be traveling and they have no intention to vote. You probably will not be advising coming into Ondo State, right? Or how does that work? Because you talked about manning the border, margin of Ondo State.
Yes, so yes. Like I said, we are only looking out for bad elements from outside the state who might want to infiltrate Ondo State during the election. So it's just a case I'm just saying that we are going to monitor the movements within our area. And
all right.
The border areas are specifically marked out for such kind of things.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. Yes, indeed, you are, sir. Thank you very much, Abiodun Ashabi, AIG Zone 17, in charge of both Ondo and Ekiti states. Really appreciate your time this morning, sir. So that's our program today. Do please join us tomorrow for a fresh edition.